All right, so we flew into Munich for 1 week in the Alps. This was really fun. We drove straight to Innsbruck in Austria and checked out the view from the hotel. It's pretty nice out here. This town is nestled in between the mountains and it's absolutely beautiful. We watched the sunset, the moon was out, and the next day we walked through the town and checked out the river. Then we took a gondola up to the Seegrube, which is a beautiful overlook up above Innsbruck. We hiked around up here for a bit, but yeah, there are some beautiful overlooks up at the Seegrube. Then we took the gondola back down. So then we went to Italy, got this super nice place in the Dolomites. It was raining and 11 p.m. We went to the gym, which was a separate building, and I fried both of our room keys on the workout bicycle because I thought the tablet to set things down on was just a tablet. No, it was a wireless charger. So we had a huge problem getting back into the hotel because the hotel keeper was in bed somewhere. And yeah, it was kind of sketch. Luckily, we got back in, and then the next day, we went to Cime di Lavaredo and got these epic views of the mountains. The sun came out, it was so beautiful. And we just ran around, got the most epic views, shots, pictures, everything. And then I flew my drone for a bit. This was one of my favorite spots by far because the peaks were so jagged, so cool. The sun started setting, so we headed back, and the next day we went to Lago di Braies. It's pretty cool. Here's me paddling this boat, and it's really cool. These boats are a really nice color wood against this blue glacial lake. We paid for 1 hour on the boats, and so we paddled as far away as we could, and then realized the wind was actually helping to push us, so paddling back and making it on time was actually pretty difficult.
You're rich.
So from there, we went on to Seceda, which is one of my favorite spots in the Dolomites. It's got this iconic view of these jagged peaks there in the background. And this is actually where I took my most famous photograph maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and it got about 8 million views, which was crazy. So it was really cool to revisit this spot and see it again. This is the highest alpine meadow in the Alps, which is really cool. You're so up high in the mountains and you just have this massive green field. There's me running down to the viewpoint. And then all these birds flew by. There were some nice yellow wildflowers there too, and so made sure to capture those. Got some epic pictures here too. Yeah, and then just walked around a bit, and eventually we took the gondola back down. I had to get some shots of me running out here. It was just so epic. It felt like being in a movie. So then that night we went to Santa Magdalena, and there's this iconic church down at the base, and in the background are the same peaks that we just saw from Seceda. So it's sort of the side angle of those jagged peaks. We ran into a guy who'd been coming here every night for the past week and was pissed because the weather wasn't good for sunsets. And I just don't have that same mentality. I just enjoy whatever the weather is. Who cares? So then we went on to Switzerland and hiked a peak called Scheffler. So I've been up here before. It's in the Ebenalp area. We really only had like a 40-minute window in between waves of thunderstorms to make it to the top, knowing that we would get stuck up there. So right before the next thunderstorm came in, I made it to the very top, walked the ridgeline, checked out the view, took it all in. The birds were flying all around me, and so luckily in the Alps, there's restaurants and huts everywhere on the mountains. So you can just hop in, eat some food, have a soup, stay warm, drink a beer, and then go back out once the storm clears. So after about 45 minutes or an hour, it cleared up. The clouds were hanging low. You can see the cloud flying up towards me. It was just so amazing. It was still raining, so we were pretty wet and cold. But this was one of those beautiful moments I'm not going to forget. You can see the rain falling, the wind blowing. There's me out on the edge. So amazing. Yeah, it was important that there was shelter up there because there was a lot of lightning, which is a little bit sketchy. Wow, and then the sun started coming out. This is so cool, this moment right here. The rain just kept coming. On the way down, there was a cow by the trail. And then there is this band climbing up the mountain with a bass and everything. So on the hike down, there's actually a cave you can go through. And in that cave is a church. So you come out the other side, and burrowed into the side of the mountain is this church. It has a steeple and everything. And it's just on this cliffside in this cave. So the trail wraps around the side of the cliff and you walk on these wooden boards. And it's super safe, but definitely looks a little bit sketchy. Here's me coming out of this hut. And then you turn the corner and here's one of the most beautiful restaurants, mountain huts you'll ever see. We ate dinner here and it was a great spot to eat. I've actually eaten here before when I was here a couple of years ago. The food was delicious and it had a great view that came with it. So the hike down was a couple thousand feet of elevation, so this was not a short hike. This was pretty much a half-day hike overall. There was a rainbow in the distance, which was so cool. And then we walked through this farmer's field. And then from there, this is the next day. We stayed in Meiringen, and there's actually a waterfall in this town at which Sherlock Holmes died. And then it turns out he actually didn't die there in the story. It was just a trick. Next up was the Aletsch Glacier. And we did this really nice hike around the edge of the mountain. Ran into these sheep. I've been here before as well, and it was really cool to see it in a different light this time. So we hiked up to the Aletsch Glacier, which is the biggest glacier in the Alps, and got these epic views of it. We took a lot of fun pictures up here. I think this little lake is so cool. On the way down, we saw this little ridgeline and thought it would be cool to line up a shot with me walking over there with the mountains in the background. And I just walked back and forth a bunch. So the sun was starting to set and we barely caught the last gondola down, which saved us a couple thousand feet of elevation hiking. Alright, then the next day we did something ridiculous. We took the train up the Brienzer Rothorn, and it was actually really, really loud. It kind of hurt my ears. It was beautiful, it was iconic. I don't think I would do this again. I would definitely go up the mountain again, but I would take the gondola or just hike next time. At the top, it was super pretty with some wildflowers and some mountain goats, and they had these crazy horns. Here's me walking up, Interlaken in the background. You just have these epic views of the Alps in all directions up here. I ran all the way back up this.
Staying warm.
I was actually freezing, so I had to do that to warm up. Down there is the station where the train took us. You could buy sweaters in there, but I didn't think they looked that good, so I just kept my t-shirt on. That's the train that we took, so we actually do have to take it back down. Luckily on the way down it was much quieter because it was working less hard, so it didn't hurt my ears as much, but so this is the last adventure in the Alps on this portion of the trip. So as this portion of the adventure comes to a close, we're just taking in the views, enjoying the mountains, the cows. Here's me looking out. Oh my god, this was so funny. There's the train. But anyways, that wraps it up for this adventure. Stay tuned for the next one. We'll be going up to northern Germany, Amsterdam, and then Ireland in the next one.